The fear never really goes away. You kind of get used to it, but as you're traveling, obviously, anytime you're traveling around the country by truck, you're afraid because you know what's happened in the past, and you just kind of got to bury that a little bit and just say, okay, if it's my time, I can't do anything about it. I'm ready if something happens, and if it's not, so that was tough because every time I knew I was going to go out, I would want to tell Bonnie, I love you, but I really couldn't talk about it too much because you got to keep it secret so that just so that everything's secure. Then after the fact, I'd be like, hey, guess where I was for a week, and she'd be like, oh my gosh.
Actually, that question, I thought about it too. If Tim does not come back from Iraq.
I know Bonnie was really busy. She's always busy, but I know that she intentionally did a lot more things to keep her mind sort of busy. I know she just really filled her schedule to kind of take her mind off of missing Tim.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to describe now looking back, but the like, she just was very engaged in what she was doing, and not so much with what I was doing. Yet, at the end of the day, when we talked, it was usually about what Tess was going on, and it wasn't really her fault. Only she just couldn't really relate to what I was doing. It was just so far removed from where she was that I felt pretty alone, and I just was ready to be done, I think, at that point. And I missed her a lot, and I was just sick of being away from everyone. And I remembered one of the first things that came to mind, just they, of all the things, they always had good kiwis over there. I don't know if it was because it was local or what, but I just remembered saying, I was eating kiwi, and, I just missed you, just silly thing, but and it kind of spiraled into it, and I miss doing this with you and this, and I really am looking forward to this with you, and I think we were both crying on the phone at that point, but it was started with the kiwi.
Is God has a plan for their lives, whether God want them to be together or not meant them to be together, is up to God.
You kind of get used to it after a few trips out. You're like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. And then it kind of crept back in towards the very end, the last month, when I'm like, I'm so close. Come on, don't let something happen now.
Um, and we were still together? Or what do you mean? Like he was in Iraq indefinitely? First, I would attempt doing like a Skype wedding. No, I've already thought about this. We would have a screen up in front with the minister, and he would be on the screen via Skype from Iraq, and we would get married that way. But since it's on a yacht and there's probably no internet reception, may get us mail-in groom or call off the wedding and wait, which has been pretty symbolic of our relationship. So, it would just add another special touch, the whole idea of waiting. So I would wait for him though.